That's weird. That's weird. Kind of weirding me out.
You are a sad, strange little man.
Crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy.
Isn't that weird?
That's weird, man.
It's strange.
What's up, campers? Welcome back to episode 209 of Camp Strange. I am your camp counselor, Alex Tobin.
And I am Edgar Markov.
And I don't know what that means, but we're back to bring the spooky, wacky, weird, strange, and celebrity. But before we do, that's David's word. Before we do, we got to catch you up on any of the weird news you may have missed. And it looks like... David, do you want to start this, actually?
You caught me with my pants down. Hold on. I was on the wrong tab. UFC fighter insists scientists saying the earth rotates is a lie from the devil. There's no proof.
The what?
They're saying that the earth rotates. It's a lie, and it's from the devil, and there's no proof.
I love the devil's been working overtime. Not only is he rotating the world, but he's also burying all those dinosaur bones.
Yeah, another good quote here is, an object in motion stays in motion. If I put my foot up your ass, it's going to keep going up your ass.
Who said this?
The UFC fighter who thinks that the earth doesn't rotate.
Well, UFC fighters famously known for getting punched in the head. I don't think they should be giving out any advice in terms of science, but, you know, to each their own. He's allowed to believe what he wants. But I do think that it's... What?
Is this the guy who went on the Nazi thing?
What do you mean?
I think it is the same guy. Yeah, it is the same guy. He praised Hitler. He was a big Hitler fan and went on a huge rant on a podcast about how great Hitler was and basically agreeing with all of his point of views and how a certain group of people were the worst people ever.
Isn't it ironic that the guy who's the earth is rotated by the devil is also just the Nazi party is actually cool. And you're if you want to point out one thing the devil may have made, I think you have the answer right in front of you. I don't know what else to tell you, bud. He's no. He's the one who hides my money when I can't find it. He hides my cell phone.
So another quote which might surprise you from this individual, this guy might even get his own episode. This is another quote. This might shock you. You might not have seen this one coming. He said, "I would take a bullet and die for Donald Trump." But we can move on from that.
He would take a bullet for Donald Trump?
Yeah, and die.
Oh, and die. Who is this guy?
Bryce Mitchell. Holocaust denier.
See,
Hitler's
that's
a
what
good guyer.
Yeah. Whoa, you're quite the rhymer.
Yeah.
But it is interesting that I feel even a couple of years ago, those guys I don't want to be an alarmist, but I'm those guys used to say that and then they just got ostracized. Now I feel there is a community for them, and I don't like that much. I'm not a fan of that. No. I mean, there's always some wackadoos out there, but usually it's okay, you hear about the wackadoo and then they're gone. And then next thing you know, this guy, he's oh, he had a parade downtown. And you're what do you mean? He had float money?
Yeah, float money. That's real money. I don't care what anybody says. Once you got float money, that's real money.
How much is it to start a parade?
I'm sure that varies by city or town.
Yeah, we should go to the most affordable parade city and start a parade. Because talk about something that the devil probably created, parades.
Yeah, I had a friend in college.
I've never been to a parade I liked. Never been to a parade I liked.
I had a friend in college who he played for the Idaho football team. And when he graduated high school and got a scholarship to play football, they now have an annual parade in his name. So there are some very...
Are you serious?
I mean, everything's relative. You find a place small enough, and sometimes things that might seem very simple to a lot of people are, it is a great achievement. Is it parade worthy? Probably not. But in that community, it was. So it's all about finding the right community to make your parade.
Well, at the same time, I also think that there's you know,
I think there's
like
a ghost in your room too. I saw something moving around back there.
That was Meg. David's like, I think there's a ghost in your room. She's sneaking
There's a
in
specter.
to grab
There's a
something.
specter of the dark hanging out in there.
I was gonna say the parade in my hometown is called the Butter and Eggs Day Parade, but like we don't celebrate butter and eggs. It's just like that was what our town was known for in like the 1820s. So it's like
There's worse things.
they name it that, but I think it's just parades are mostly just like for people to have a parade. I don't. But like the thing about a parade is like nothing fun happens during a parade. Like I can't think of anything. Well, okay, no, I'll tell you this. I'll say this. You can create fun at a parade by like, you know, maybe like drinking a little bit. Maybe you're hanging out with some people, which is fantastic. It's great. But there's nothing inherently in a parade that like if I was like, name the thing you look most forward to in a parade, like in the actual parade, you probably couldn't tell me. Be like the high school marching band?
You want to know what the big pull for a parade is?
What?
You can take your kids. It's free.
And you could get them kidnapped so easily. Just get them off your hands. It is free, but at what cost, really? You pay a different cost.
I'm just saying, how old are you now? You're like 31?
32. I'm about to be 33, dude.
Okay, 32. Once you're past like 29, no one gives a fuck. You are almost 33, coming up on St. Patty's Day.
Don't tell people my birthday.
Hey, at least I knew. I just was trying to recover from having the age wrong. Parades aren't for you, buddy.
Okay, that's totally fair.
Not yet.
But imagine putting on a multi-$1,000 event for a 4-year-old.
Brother. You want to think about how much
I saw
money
they're doing
Disney spends on those fucking bullshit movies?
Yeah, but you make money at Disney. I've never seen
True.
parades don't make money. You just watch a kid in high school play Crazy Train on their trumpet and it sounds like shit.
Unless you've got a cart that sells elephant ears, you're making money.
Is that a thing?
What, elephant ears?
Yeah. Is
Do you
that
not know
like
what-
cat
do you
face
not-
painting or something?
Do you not know what an elephant ear is?
No. Oh, is that when your pocket's inside out?
No, it's like a pastry. It's like a deep fried. It's like it's like a giant flat deep fried thing with like brown
Which
sugar.
actually
Look it up.
Which
It's
actually
delicious.
brings me, which actually concludes my point on this story, which is the devil made elephant ears.
There you go.
That it all comes full circle. That's what I was trying to get to the whole time.
Elephant ear treat.
Don't write treat.
I didn't want to just have elephant ears popping up. Oh, you can't get enough of this light and airy elephant ear recipe. Crispy fried dough with a tender inside and sprinkled with cinnamon sugar. The perfect at-home fair food.
Isn't it insane how we start with one news story and end in the most completely obscure, different? It's like these news stories don't even matter to a certain degree. We're just gonna take it and run with it somewhere else.
That's why I don't read them.
It's almost like I could be like, "What's your word today?" I'd be like, "Penguin." And be like, "Penguins are kind of good." I'd be like, "You know, it's not good." My uncle, fuck that guy. You know what that guy did? And then we just go into a tangent. Like, anyway,
I can't believe you've never had an elephant ear. They're delicious.
I've had funnel cake.
It's probably the same fucking thing.
Yeah, probably. Or
I
like
do-
a beignet. Beignet, those are good.
Yeah, it's like the same thing.
Oh, actually, New Orleans probably has good parades. They look like they have fun.
Yeah. I mean, the jazz music is solely living in New Orleans.
Yeah, true. That's like the only place where maybe a parade is acceptable. But
And all them beads. I don't know what you do with the beads, though.
also, Mason. There's two things to do with the beads. Okay. Anyway, but I was gonna say, the point I was initially getting at with, I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh yeah, you know what also is a good parade? The Macy's Day Parade, but only if the balloon picks up the people holding the ropes and it launches them into the crowd.
Yeah.
That's fun. Like a big Stevie balloon
Oh, Big Stevie. Yeah.
from Family Dude.
Yeah, Family Dude's Big Stevie. I love that balloon.
He's good. He's
I have
he's
a friend that
iconic.
walks one of the balloons every year. Volunteers.
Really?
Yeah.
How do you get stuck with that?
I have no. It's a volunteer thing. I don't know, but
Oh,
I think
no.
last year she was a walker for Pikachu. Pretty cool.
Yeah, okay. At least they got a good balloon. At least they didn't get
Yeah.
like Marmaduke. What's your favorite Macy's Day Parade balloon?
Luffy.
Luffy?
Yeah.
Oh, from fucking. I thought you were making a joke like Goofy.
No.
Brother with the lazy eye or something.
No. Future King of the Pirates
Ugh.
right there.
Oh, Luffy.
This was the second year. The first year he popped though.
Oh, okay. Isn't
He
his
didn't
whole
pop-
thing that he like really stretchy?
Well, he's a rubber man. He's made of rubber, and so it's kind of ironic that he popped.
It is a little bit, yeah.
A little bit.
Anyway,
Might have been
okay.
an inside job.
Speaking of things popping, man forced to sit next to corpse for hours after passenger dies on long haul flight.
I almost clicked on that one.
Yeah, so this woman did not pop, but apparently these two.
She would have. If they were going to Australia, she probably would have.
Honestly, like if you're sick and you go on a plane, you're not like you could blow your eardrums.
No.
Wait, where were you? Why Australia? What?
I was thinking of the farthest flight I could think of.
Oh, I see. Like she decomposes and becomes bloated and explodes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's. Thank you for. I
dark.
pictured that now. That's
It got
good.
dark.
So they were on their dream trip to Venice, this older couple, when it turned into a nightmare because a woman walked out of this. I think it's a Qatar flight. Qatar Airlines? What airline? I don't know.
I think Qatar has an airlines.
Okay. Well, basically, it says they're traumatized by the incident, which unfolded when a woman walked out of the bathroom and collapsed next to their row. Unfortunately, the woman couldn't be saved. Do you think they immediately were just like, she can't be saved?
Are there any doctors here?
The guy's
All
like,
right,
"I
she's
have to-"
dead.
The guy's like, I have to walk sideways through these aisles. There's no way I'm saving this woman.
Have you ever been on a flight with one of these situations where they're like calling for doctors and stuff?
No, have you?
Recently, I think it was on the way back from Sam and Katie's wedding.
No way.
Yeah.
Something serious, or was it kind of like?
I think it was pretty serious. Yeah, I was on our way back home, and it was leaving LA. I think we had to fly to Seattle, then to Eugene. So it was our flight into Seattle. And so like we almost missed our connecting flight. But
Thanks
No.
a lot, dead guy.
no, because I usually pick aisle. I like the extra leg room, you know. And I was watching like a movie, and someone like ran into me, and I didn't, you know, I just kind of was like, oh, okay, like it's okay, like don't worry. And then like 2 minutes later, I just like felt that commotion, and I like turned back, and the same person who's like an older lady like collapsed in the middle of the walkway. And
okay?
she survived the flight. I don't know what happened, but they were like on the intercoms like calling for a medical professional, which my wife is technically like certified in a lot of that stuff, and she was like panicking. She's like, I really hope there's someone else on this flight and I'm not the only one, because like too much anxiety to like try to save someone. Like
Imagine a doctor sitting there being like, is there a doctor? And he's like wearing a full fucking doctor's coat, and he has a stethoscope hanging over his neck, and he's like, oh, I hope they don't look over here. Someone's like,
Well, it's
excuse me.
very
He's like,
different.
It's a fucking costume.
there are plenty of career paths that you have to have the same certifications to an extent as a doctor or a medical professional, but you don't use them really.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like she knows, she knows CPR. Like she could do CPR, but typically there would be someone more qualified.
Yeah. I hate when you ask the doctor to do CPR and he's like, well, is she hot? I'm like, what? Super inappropriate.
How old is she?
Also, I like to do this thing where I stand up on an airplane. I go, is there a doctor on this plane? And some guy stands up and he goes, or a woman, and he goes, I'm a doctor. And I go, where do you buy those little hammers that you hit the knee with?
Can you come look at this rash?
And they go, "Do you have an emergency?" I go, "No, I just want to find out where where you get those hammers, little rubber hammer."
Here, little pink rubber hammer.
I go, "Do they use those things for anything else?"
I don't
Anyway.
think so. I
So
haven't
let me
seen one
just,
of those in a hot minute.
Me neither. I sell them for a living, and we're about to go under. It's really fucking bad for the rubber hammer industry.
You're in the
It's
red.
Not good. People need more knee problems.
Yeah.
Anyway, so just to finish up the story, I guess the woman they tried to wheel her up to business class, but she was quite a large lady, the article says, and they couldn't get her through the aisle. They looked a bit frustrated, and then they saw I guess like they were excited because there's like an empty seat next to them or something like that, and they're like, "Oh hell yeah!"
That is like such a score though.
Yeah, so they said my wife was on the other side. We were in a row of 4. It doesn't really matter. They say, "Can you move, please?" And I say, "Yeah, no problem." Then they place lady in the chair, and there's literally a picture of like the man with like a blurred out dead body on the other side of the aisle from him that is just propped up in a seat. Obviously, I think she has a blanket over her, but like imagine.
I would probably volunteer to sit next to the dead body.
Why? They don't need you to.
No, I'm just saying, like, if people like refused, I'd be like, yeah, I don't care.
They're like, did she die with all that marker on her face?
Wait, when did
Is
she
that-
lose her? When did she
was
lose
that-
a hand?
Was that pre-mortem? David's like, yeah, this was all pre-mortem. I think she died because she had no money in her wallet. That was before she died. Do you know that? Also, she had no belt.
Does anyone know where her arm went? I'm like raising the dead arm up. I think we just need to move on, guys.
You're wearing a Gucci belt. You're like, she had no belt.
There's just my
have a
Ross dress for
purse?
less belt in the aisle.
You
all
have,
busted up.
you have a purse over your shoulder. This is mine.
Some Gucci sunglasses from the women's section.
But I feel like there should be some kind of like
Compensation.
no, I just mean some plan for if somebody dies on an airplane. Like, can you bring them someplace else? Can you put them near the luggage?
I don't
Is
think you
that-
can access that. You might be able to toss them in the bathroom, but then no one can go to the bathroom.
Is that disrespectful to like take a body and put them near the luggage?
Brother, when I die, throw me in the trash.
Did you say shove them in the bathroom?
Did I say it that brassly?
don't
I was
know.
just thinking of like you don't want to put them where the food is.
I guess it's not really. Could we just get like an ejector button? Like lands in someone's living room.
Going over Omaha, just drop it.
In Air Force One, they have like an escape pod for the president. Maybe you could shove him in that and just like hit the button.
Yeah, if it's in Air Force One.
People be dying on Air Force One all the time. It's
Does Air
crazy.
Force One still even exist?
Yes, they get a new one for every president. I think because I know.
Seriously? God damn.
Yeah. Well, actually, I don't. I
So
think
what if
so
in the case of we have Donald Trump who won an election, lost an election, then won again. Do they bring back his old plane?
Well, I can't say that they definitely bring back a new plane every time, but I just know that they have Ronald Reagan's Air Force One at the Reagan Museum out here in California. So,
Well, it's probably just because
They-
that's like a year when they're like, oh yeah, this one still has airbags. Let's get rid of this one.
yeah, but does that mean that like, I think every president gets a museum or whatever a library they call it or whatever,
Huh.
right?
Man,
Do
I
they
don't know.
not?
I don't know. They're all crooks.
Library, they can't even read. Anyway, so it's a good question though. We have to look into that. Do you have another story?
I do, which is mystery illness in the Congo kills more than 50 people, including children who ate a bat. So I'm not trying to make light that children died. I just want to get that out. But yeah, that's the thing. Top comment here is how big was this fucking bat?
Big bat.
Big bat kill Congo.
I feel like there's just like certain animals that like people like know are.
You're never supposed to eat a bat. You can eat its shit, I guess, but you can't eat the bat.
Excuse me?
We talked about this last episode. Guano.
Yeah, but do people eat that?
Yeah,
Huh?
I think it's a delicacy.
Maybe. It just seems like that would get you sick too,
Yeah, typically.
right?
I mean, it's a bunch of mashed up brugs. Bunch of mashed up night
Braries.
brugs.
And
It's a bunch of night.
braries.
No, I don't even think it's braries. I think it's night brugs.
They don't eat prairies?
I don't think they ate braries.
Brugs and prairies.
Oh,
I mean, there's a lot of different brats.
there's so many brats. Brat season. Do brats eat braries?
Are we stupid? Like,
Yeah.
just like the way we talk. Are we stupid? Are
Oh,
we dumb people?
Yes, some brats do eat braries. They also eat other fruits, leaves, and bark.
They bark?
They eat bark.
Doesn't seem very nutritious to eat the bark.
It just seems tough. But most brats eat brugs, especially flying night brugs.
Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah, oh damn! Some brats eat scorpions. That's kind of cool. I want to see that.
What do scorpions eat?
Can we take a 10-minute break so I can watch some YouTube videos about some brats eating scorpions? Some bats have large feet and claws for catching fish and crustaceans. What? Yo, these brats be fishing? That's very sick.
I've seen like a couple brats that look like big dogs. You seen those brats?
Oh yeah, yeah, from like the rainforest.
Yeah, they're fucking huge.
Well, some brats are,
But they're kind of
carnivores.
cute.
They eat rodents, birds, frogs, and lizards.
I saw a brat eating a mango one time. It was pretty cool.
I love a little fruit brat.
A little fruit. Okay, that's the brat I would eat. That's a sweet brat. You roast that brat, it's like getting a citrus infused hazy IPA.
Like a brat brat.
Yeah, like a mango brat.
Yeah,
You know,
like a mango, like
chicken
a
mango
brat.
brat. Chicken mango brat.
Chicken mango brat.
Come on down, chicken mango brat. We're having it at the county Brer. It's the only thing good about the Brer. Anyway.
Should we
Well, I have
just end
another.
it?
No, I have one more. Sorry.
Oh, here's a brat eating a carrot. Didn't expect to see that today.
Well, fuck me.
Yo, that brat's got a whole ear of corn. What the hell?
This is what I'm talking about. This is why you need to protect your corn from the brats.
Yeah, the brats are coming in and swooping the cornfields now.
Do you think that Jeepers Creepers? Do you think the Jeepers Creepers monster eats ears of corn?
He's a big brat.
Because he doesn't eat humans. He
Does he
skins
not?
them, and no. Well, I mean, he eats them to like heal his body. But what the fuck he eating? Corn? He looking like a scarecrow because he in the cornfield.
He's the scariest crow in the whole bunch. He's a big brat.
He corn fed.
Oh, here's this picture of a bunch of brats just going to town on a melon.
Okay, next story. Woman accused of locking boyfriend in storage unit for days wanted for attempted murder. So, North Carolina man, he's 52. He is his girlfriend. Is his girlfriend? Not his wife. His girlfriend. They went to like a storage place, and she convinced him to crawl to the back of the unit to get her something. Then she slammed it shut and said, "This is what you get."
Jesus.
So he had no food, water, or power source, and there were 2 locks on the storage unit, police said. The man called 911 Monday and told the dispatcher that his girlfriend had locked him in her storage unit at Cooper Storage in Monroe. And then he said, "I've been locked in a storage unit for about a week now, and I've just found my phone." I feel like the storage unit was a complete nightmare, but at the same time, how does it take you a week to find your phone?
Your phone? Yeah.
Isn't it always in your pocket, especially if you're crawling through a... Who, like, puts their phone down before crawling into a storage unit? Like, I need to lighten the load a little bit before I climb over this pile of shit.
I don't know.
Anytime.
I was panicked at work the other day coming back from going and doing something, and I had to make a call, and I got halfway to my office and realized I didn't know where my phone was. So I went back to my car because I thought I left it in my car, and I opened my car and my phone wasn't there. I was like, what the fuck? And then I realized it was in my hand.
Oh.
So like sometimes you get logged to storage unit, you're panicking. You've got the flashlight's on your phone and you're looking for your phone.
Oh my
You know what I
God.
mean?
Do you think? Hey, wait. Okay. First off, his phone survived a week without a charge.
Oh, it definitely was on flashlight mode then.
Mine literally can't survive, even if I don't touch it. If I charged my phone 100% and left it on my nightstand for a full day, it would be at like 30% by the time I got home, probably.
Oh, easily.
This guy must have had a brand new phone.
Or maybe it was turned off because he's a gentleman that when he spends time with his lovely girlfriend who locks him in storage units, he turns his phone off. And he totally forgot he had it.
Yeah, in his next relationship, his girlfriend's going to be like, why is your phone on all the time? And he's like,
yeah, turn your phone off.
She's like, what? We're together, turn your phone off. And he's like, I have trust issues.
Yeah. I'm sure if he explained this story, she would understand.
Do you think they're still together?
Yeah.
Oh,
I do.
I hope so. I hope so.
Yeah.
You guys are perfect. Don't break up. You're too hot to lock me in a storage unit. Is she needs CPR? Is she hot? Anyway, okay. It's a guy. Ugh. Okay.
Well, is he hot?
Is he hot? Why'd you say it? Why do you assume I'm straight? Why do you assume all doctors are straight? I've never assumed that. Yeah, everybody does. I fucking hate it. No room for bi doctors anymore. Anyway.
I need a biopsy.
Okay, that's pretty good. I like that. Okay. I need a biopsy. So, okay, David, should we just get into these stories now?
Yeah, might as well.
Okay. Well, mine is one that I thought it was going to be a lot funnier. Not funnier at all. But I thought it was going to be a lot more interesting, and then it turned out to be kind of dark. So, we're going to get into it though. We're going to splice in some humor.
Yeah.
You guys know us.
Yeah.
We like to take really bad situations and laugh at them.
Take the dark, make it light.
Yeah, this is what we do. So get ready to be sad and laugh. Here we go. The frowning clown. Crying fucking clown. What the fuck is the expression?
Bozo the clown? Oh,
Sure,
fuck. I hope I don't jack off.
Okay, let's get into this. So, Robert Hansen... I didn't even do a fucking intro. Now, David, do you want to hear a sad fucking story?
Of course.
Okay, well, today I got a story about Robert Hansen, the fucking serial killer. There we go. There's our intro. Robert Hansen was born in Estherville, Iowa, on February 15th, 1939. He was the elder of two children, and his mother, Edna, and his father, Christian, a.k.a. Chris Hansen.
Oh.
Oh. Why don't you have a seat? Why don't you have a brownie? Are those for me?
Take a seat over there real quick, partner.
Now you said I'm gonna spank you with a tire iron. What did you mean by that? Just here to talk.
I'm going to gut you like a fish and hang you out to dry. What did you mean by that?
I'm just here to have some Mike's Hard. I like Mike's Hard Lemonade, and I can't find anybody other than a 13-year-old who also likes Mike's Hard Lemonade.
Now, Mike, that joke doesn't
Sue
really...
me.
That Mike, that joke doesn't really hit with me. I have a seat over here.
It wasn't a joke. It was the truth. Nobody likes my hobbies of drinking Mike's Hard. So, okay. As a child, Robert was painfully shy, had a stutter, and scars all over his face from severe acne. Boo! Because of this, he had trouble making friends and turned to outdoor activities for entertainment as he became proficient in hunting and archery. First off, I don't think acne scars are a big deal anymore, everybody. I think it's character. Yeah. Have you seen Edward James Olmos? Is that his name?
I got no fucking clue who you're talking about.
Okay, let me think of another. What about Seal?
Seal, yeah. Man, how much did they have to pay Seal to put on that or to do that fucking CGI Seal thing? You know he's been putting that off. He's been putting that off his entire career.
Waiting for that big payout.
It had to have been
Mountain
huge.
Dew.
It had to have been the Dew must have paid him due.
All I'm saying, I don't know what happened to his face, but regardless, if he has acne scars or something else, he married Heidi Klum. So, maybe you should just, wear your acne scars with confidence.
Dog got a hog. Dog got a hog.
Probably. Seal dick. Anyway. Wait, I forgot his name is Seal. I just make us the animal. Sorry. Seal. That's weird. That's like being like Arnold Schwarzenegger dick. Anyway, so at 18, he joined the Army Reserve, but was discharged, after 1 year. What the fuck is the Army talking about? That's horrible.
Army needs to stop
honorably
talking about that. That's not honorable. No one gets discharged honorably.
Any discharge is dishonorable, in my opinion. Oh my god. Okay. God, I'm funny. Shit. So he was at the Army Reserve and he was discharged after 1 year, which is when he became an assistant drill instructor at the police academy in Pocahontas, Iowa. 2 years later, in 1960, he would marry a nice young woman and also commit his first crime. Your two big life goals, everyone.
Yeah, did it.
Get married, commit a crime.
Mm-hmm.
So on December 7th, 1960, Hansen was arrested for burning down a Pocahontas County school bus garage as revenge for his mistreatment in high school. Fucking grow up.
Yeah, leave it behind, bud. Get over it.
Imagine, he's the guy who, works really, really hard throughout his life, and then he shows up at the reunion in, a really nice suit.
And just shoots everybody.
No, he walks up to the bully, and he goes, "Oh, yeah? Well, now I'm the CEO of this company." The guy goes, "Who are you?" And he's like, "Oh, this wasn't cathartic enough.
I'm the CEO of Todd's Car Wash.
I'm the CEO of Qatar Airlines. You want to come bucket? I give you a discount seat. I'm the CEO of Bruggs." He's like, holy shit.
I'm big.
Actually,
it's crazy. I'm Big Brug.
Big Brugger's back. What's George Orwell?
Big George.
Brug.
George loves Big Brugs.
George Orwell, 1984.
Yeah.
Big Brugger.
He always
Big
talks about
Brugger is
Brug.
watching you. So he burned down the fucking school bus garage, really stuck it to everybody who made fun of him. The school bus driver was like, "Dude, I was like the only." He's like, I was the only one nice to you.
I didn't even know who the fucking kid is.
He's like, "Well, I didn't ride the bus. I actually got my mom to pick me up." And he's like,
I was going
"Fuck
through a
you,
goddamn divorce. I'm too busy."
God damn it! I bought that school bus. I just paid off the lease. So he served 20 months for a 3-year prison sentence in Animo State Penitentiary, during which his wife divorced him. Oh, look what happens when you gotta burn down buses.
Bozo.
Yeah, grow up.
Grow up.
Nerd.
No, it's not dirt. Grow up.
It's not dirt. So during his incarceration, Hansen was diagnosed with manic depression and periodic schizophrenic episodes. The psychiatrist who made the diagnosis noted that he had an infantile personality, grow up, and was obsessed and was obsessed with getting back at people he felt had wronged him. Classic. Those guys are the coolest, actually. I take that back.
Pretty cool.
I love plotters. I love plotters and revengers.
I'll take a plotter.
He better be
over,
doing this with his
wild
hands.
Card, you know. Yeah.
He better be tapping his fingertips together.
Doing the fingy tips.
Yeah, that's when you're plotting revenge.
Yeah.
It's the only time. So over the next few years, he would be arrested for petty theft a few times before settling down with his new wife in 1963. Hey, this
Crazy. This
goes to
guy's
show
getting
you guys.
married.
I was about to say, this goes to show you. You could burn down buses, be called literally infantile by a doctor, steal some shit, and you could still get more than one wife.
Yeah.
You know? Don't give up.
Never give up.
Never give up. Also, don't burn down a bus depot. So,
Yeah.
Oh, my quarters were in the front of the bus. Fuck! They're in the box in the front of the bus.
Your what? Corners?
They put quarters, like,
Oh,
how do you pay for a
quarters.
bus?
I think it said corners, like CORN.
No, that's Qatar Airlines.
Okay, corners.
Corners, yes.
Corners.
We'll fly your dead body anywhere for half the price. Like, I'm gonna ask like my family when I die, like, can you put me on Mount Everest?
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, oh, we'll spread your ashes at the base of. I'm like, no, I don't think you understand. I want you to dump my full ass body at the top.
But without
Like,
like
we-
hiking gear, so it looks like I made it that far without the sea, like without the oxygen tank or like the North Face jacket.
No, even funnier. Dress me up in a fucking Hawaiian shirt and sandals.
With a surfboard.
I want one of those hats that like curl. It almost looks like a sombrero, but it
it's
like has
upside
like
down.
but it has like the frizzy like
Yeah.
straw at the top,
Yeah,
like that, and
like a pineapple
and,
head.
Yeah, and like put some like like too much white sunscreen on my nose.
Yeah,
like
way too much.
yeah, and a PlayStation controller in my hand. Be like, what was he doing?
3.5 Capri Suns.
Yes, and a skateboard.
Yeah, I carried up your
God,
ass.
this guy did he fall out of a did he fall out of a 90s portal? What the fuck? Does this guy fall out of a Mountain Dew commercial? Oh no, that's Seal. Sorry. So where was I? So he got married again. Oh yeah. So he would be arrested for petty theft, but he got a new wife in 1963, having a couple kids and moving to Anchorage, Alaska in 1967. And in Alaska, he was well liked by his neighbors and even set a couple of local hunting records. Wow, really cool, Robert. How do you set a hunting record? I guess to shoot the biggest thing.
The biggest thing, maybe the farthest distance.
But no one's tracking that. Who's with you, right?
Yeah.
Can I lie about that? Can I like go up to Anchorage and be like, I shot a buck from
Illinois.
California. Yeah, exactly. And they're like, "Oh, we don't believe you." I'm like, "Well, you're all stupid. You don't understand
You
how
weren't
distance works." Okay.
Yeah, you weren't there.
Have you seen Wanted?
I curved
I
it.
curved the bullet. I curved it. It's curved. So, even though things seemed to be working out for Robert, he could not keep his depraved little mind at bay because in December 1971, Hansen was arrested twice for. This is the part where like I feel like we could talk about murder, but then like. He was abducting and attempted rape of an for an unidentified housewife, then for raping an unidentified sex worker. It's never fun to mention those stories. Sometimes I get a good story and I'm just like, oh, like this guy like chopped people up, and then it's like this little twerp attempted to rape somebody, and I was like, I don't want to do this story anymore. This guy sucks. Mm-hmm. Murderers are so much cooler. I don't know.
It's better.
It's I think so. I mean, you ever been to prison?
I haven't personally, no.
If you if you tell somebody you murder somebody, they actually put you on their shoulders and go around the yard.
Yeah.
If you told them that you tried to rape somebody, head in the toilet every time.
Every time, Swirlies.
You ever seen a prison toilet?
A lot of metal.
It's so much metal. So much. So Hansen was sentenced to 5 years in prison. After serving 6 months for his sentence, he was placed on work release program and released to a halfway house. This is what I'm like kind of fucking pissed about, that the cops keep giving him like a lot of leeway. And I think it's because he is like a twerp looking guy. Yeah. And you're like, oh, okay, you're not like gonna harm anybody or whatever.
Not very suspicious.
Yeah, but like clearly he tried to rape 2 people, and you're like, can we just agree that maybe this guy should stay in longer? And they're like, well,
what year was
he's
this?
1967.
Okay, so the 60s, almost 70s, yeah.
So everybody was just like cool with a lot of horrible shit back then. So I think we just have a new barometer.
Maybe. That barometer went back down to 0.
You might be right. You might be right. So what the police didn't know was that there was these were not isolated incidents, and that Robert was not only raping but also murdering women unbeknownst to anyone. Mm-hmm. Now I don't really like murder anymore. I kind of take it back, actually.
Yeah, murder's not that cool, I guess. I take it back too. It's not that cool.
Actually, I kind of hate that shit.
I'm thinking about it. I don't like it.
Oh, wait. We might have to stop this podcast. I'm getting too fucking mad right now. Oh, fuck, I hate murderers. You guys, I don't care if you cancel me. I don't like murderers.
Go ahead and cancel me. I'm going to
Cancel
stand
me.
by
I
it.
don't fucking care.
At this point, I'm going to stand true.
Don't like
here,
them, never
know?
have.
Yeah. Sorry, liberals. I don't like murderers.
Is that woke of me that I don't like liberal? I mean, fuck. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Oh my god. So his first victim was actually 3 days after his attempted rape on a sex worker that he kidnapped, 18-year-old Celia Van Zanten. I'm sorry, but this was like my first thought was I was like, they have sex workers in Alaska?
Oh, big time.
Yeah, I actually would believe that too, but I was just like, in 67 they had sex workers, and let alone in Alaska?
The
like,
big, lonely, cold Alaska.
That's true. It's true. You need a warm body next to you.
Mm-hmm. It's survival at that point.
Yeah, exactly. I have to have sex to live. Hey, that was like that fucking. Remember that episode a couple episodes back where that guy he took his girlfriend that wouldn't have sex with him out to like the backwoods of Australia, the outback, and he's like, "We're gonna freeze to death if we don't have sex," and she's like, "I'm good," and he's like, "Fuck, this plan didn't work." Anyway,
This is fucking
stupid. God damn it, I'm still horny, and now I want to murder somebody. So there was no, like I said, this 18-year-old girl, Celia Van Zanten, but there was no link to Robert, though, because I guess it would technically be murder, but he kidnapped her, and she escaped, but she ended up freezing to death trying to navigate the harsh Alaskan wilderness. So I guess you put somebody in that situation. Like if I took you and dropped you off in the middle of the Mojave Desert, I'd probably get a murder charge, right?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Unless you told me to.
Manslaughter.
He told me to.
I didn't tell him to.
He told me to. What? He told me to shove his head in the prison toilet. Yeah, he said go deeper. I want my head to be real small in the small part of the toilet. He said I want you to like a fat foot and a tiny shoe. Put it in there.
He said that Halloween's coming up. He wants to be a conehead. It's all we can come up with. He likes Dan Aykroyd.
Big Dan Aykroyd.
Don't get mad at me.
God, what do you mean I have to serve another term? So Robert's plan didn't work out the way he imagined. So he tried again with the 17-year-old Cindy Paulson, who he offered $200 for sex work. Mm-hmm. When she got in the car, he held her at gunpoint, and he took her to a cabin where he proceeded to, you know what, and then chained her up in the basement while he took a nap on the couch. When he awoke, he told her that he was going to bring her to another one of his shacks near Kinnick River area of the, somebody's going to know what this is, Matanuska Sustina Valley, accessible only by boat or by bush plane, which is like a water plane. Yeah. So handcuffed, Robert took Cindy to a nearby airfield to fly her to the location. When Cindy saw that she had the chance to escape as Robert loaded the cockpit of the plane, Cindy jumped out and ran as Robert chased after her. When Cindy arrived at a nearby road, a passerby picked her up and drove her to a motel where she called the police. Cindy identified the kidnapper as Robert Hansen, but when confronted, Robert said that she was trying to extort him, which is fucking insane, and that it was all a lie. And due to his meek and humble appearance and job as a baker, I guess he was a baker, along with an alibi from a friend, piece of shit friend, the police never suspected him as a serious suspect. Cindy even strategically left her blue shoe. She took off her shoe and left it in the back of the car as like evidence. But the police were so shitty they dismissed it. They never even like addressed the shoe issue. She's like, she kicked off her shoe as evidence, and they never like really addressed it on the Wikipedia and being like, yeah, the police found the shoe. Like, I'm guessing that maybe the police were like, oh, Robert, come in, and then he found the shoe and like removed the shoe or something like that. But I was like, she did her due diligence. She was smart about it and was like, I need to leave some evidence behind so it doesn't look like I'm a fraud.
Uh-huh.
And she did, and the police were like, oh, you're crazy. It's like,
Crazy.
the more meek, the more violent, I say.
Yeah.
And they're supposed to inherit the earth? Are you fucking kidding me?
Crazy.
So over the next 10 plus years, Robert Hansen would go on to kidnap and assault over 30 women, murdering at least 17, ranging in age from 16 to 41. Although based on evidence, law enforcement suspected that Hansen killed at least 21 female victims, even though they only found 17.
Okay.
And Robert's MO usually went as the following. He would find a woman, mostly sex workers, but in the beginning he actually like found students and stuff like that, like young students, which is even, I don't want to say even sadder. It's all fucking sad. But and he would either offer them money for sex or he would offer money for nude photo shoots. Like, I just want to shoot nude photos of you. And once they were alone, he would pull a gun on them and then force himself on them. And then he would bring them out to the wilderness, sometimes by car, sometimes in the deep wilderness, like we said, by plane. And he would then either just shoot them right then and there, or he would have them strip naked and then tell them to run as he would try to like hunt them and like fire at them from like a distance. And in some instances, he would shoot them and then dress them and then leave them out there because they had like bullet holes, obviously like murder wounds, but their clothing didn't. So he would like dress them.
When you say dress, you mean like put clothing on them?
Yes.
Because dressing means something different in hunting.
Oh, no. He would like, he'd have them like get naked, shoot them, and then he would like put their clothes back on.
I thought you were saying he was cutting them open, skinning them, taking all the guts out.
Oh my God, no.
Okay, because like when you go hunting and like you shoot a deer and you dress the deer, you're skinning it and you're taking all the organs out so it doesn't corrupt the meat and stuff. Okay, just clarifying that.
No.
Okay.
Not that violent. Still fucking piece of shit, but
Yeah.
not that violent. So, when 3 of 21 victims were found by police,
21?
21, Detective Glenn Flothy of the Alaskan State Troopers believed the suspected killer to be the same person for all 3 women. Flothy contacted the FBI and had Special Agent John Douglas build a profile on the killer. Douglas thought the killer would be an experienced hunter with low self-esteem, have a history of being rejected by women, and would feel compelled to keep souvenirs of his murders, such as a victim's jewelry. He also suggested that the assailant might stutter, which is actually super interesting. Like, I don't know how they figured that out. Okay. Using this profile, Flothy investigated possible suspects until he reached Hansen, who fit the profile, and he one of the other profiles that they built were like he would probably own a plane because where like the bodies were found, or like at least some of the bodies were found, and he owned a plane and he stuttered and he fit the description. So after a warrant to search his home was issued, they went into Hansen's plane, vehicles, and home, on October 27th, 1983. So this is like almost 20 years after? No, about like 15 years after. Investigators uncovered jewelry belonging to some of the missing women, as well as an array of firearms in a corner hideaway of Hansen's attic, which included a .223 caliber Ruger Mini 14 semi-automatic rifle, and also found was an aeronautical chart with 37 little X marks on it, hidden behind Hansen's headboard. Like, was his wife sleeping in that fucking bed?
Yeah, I mean,
also, like, just the fact that, like, he probably thought he was never going to get caught because he had killed, like, 30 people.
Yeah.
So he was like, yeah, let me literally create a map to all the bodies. And, I'm glad he did.
Yeah.
But what fucking idiot. So many of these marks match sites where bodies had already been found and where they would be found. And when confronted with the evidence found in his home, Hansen denied it as long as he could, but he eventually began to blame his victims and tried to justify his actions, eventually confessing to each item of evidence as it was presented to him. He admitted to a spree of attacks against women starting in 1971. I mean, it started before that, but... once arrested, Hansen was charged with assault, kidnapping, multiple weapon offenses, theft, and insurance fraud. And I guess the last charge, insurance fraud, was because he claimed he had hunting trophies stolen, but because he had taken insurance out on him, and then when he got the money, he bought the plane with the money. But then they found the hunting trophies, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I meant to call you and tell you I found them." They're like, okay, this is least of his problems, really, but...
Yeah.
So he entered a plea bargain once his ballistic test came up matching his guns, which allowed him to be put in federal prison, and that's what he requested, and not have publicity in the press. He didn't want to be seen. "A little shy man. Don't show my acne scars.
Don't look at me.
Please don't. I just killed 30 people." But... in turn, he had to show them where all the bodies were from the marked up map, as well as give details. And Hansen showed investigators 17 grave sites in and around South Central Alaska, 12 of which were unknown to investigators. The remaining marks on the map that he refused to give up, including 3 in Resurrection Bay near Seaward.
What?
I guess those... What?
Cunt?
What?
You said C word?
Seward, maybe?
Oh.
Sorry. No, but he refused to give some of the X's up, claiming that he didn't kill them or something like that. He was like, "No, I didn't kill those people." And I'm like, I don't know.
You might as well just
why
claim
not?
them, you know?
Yeah, I'm like, you're fucked. You're fucked either way, dude.
Yeah. This
So
doesn't
authorities
change anything.
Yeah, and authorities suspected two of these marks as the graves of Mary Thill, who went missing, and Megan Emmerich, who went missing, whom Hansen has denied killing. The remains of 12 of a probable 21 to 37 victims were exhumed. So they only found 12 of the bodies, which actually does make sense because if you go on the Wikipedia...
Well, I mean, 12 backwards is...
21.
21?
But if you look at I guess where he flew the bodies to, they said I'm sorry, on the Wikipedia, if you look, they break down I think 12 to 15 of the people that they found and they're able to identify and get explanations for. A lot of them had been eaten by animals out in the Alaskan wilderness.
For
so
sure.
It's yeah,
Slim pickings out there. You find a little piece of meat, you're going to eat it.
Yeah. We're talking about animals, David.
Yeah, I'm talking from the mind of an animal.
Oh, okay. Tell that to the cops. Save it for your memoir. I had the mind of an animal. I didn't want drugs, though.
Hey, if I'm stranded in the Alaskan wilderness and I come across a corpse, I'll probably take a bite. Good chance.
I'll probably find that bat with the fucking mango in its hand. You gonna share some of that mango?
Start the mango.
Oh my god! Start with the mango and with the bat.
The brat's the dessert.
And with the brat shit. The shit's the dessert. Chocolate lava
Squeeze
cake.
it out.
So, but like I said, they kind of detailed all of these, at least 12 of them on Wikipedia. But yeah, he killed, they said, maybe up to 21 to 37, which is
21?
crazy. But he probably just, some of them, shut the fuck up. Some of them he just left out. Some of them he just let them lay where they were. Some of them he let them he buried in a shallow grave. His MO wasn't necessarily consistent. Yeah. So I don't really understand it, but at the end, those 12 graves were exhumed and returned to their families, which was nice. And Hansen was sentenced to 461 years in prison because he was only charged he could only be charged for certain ones because they actually had evidence. Without other bodies or without with serious decay, they can't really be oh, look at the bullet hole match or whatever. So he only got charged for 6 or 7 of them. but he got 461 years in prison without the possibility of parole. And Hansen died on August 21st, 2014, at the age of 75 at an Alaska Regional Hospital in Anchorage due to natural causes related to lingering health conditions. And apparently, there was a movie that came out in 2013 called The Frozen Ground, which stars Nick Cage and John Cusack. And John Cusack plays Robert Hansen, and Nick Cage plays the police guy looking for him.
Police guy. Love that character.
You know, big police.
Yeah, big police guy.
Paul Leese.
Paul East. Paul East
He
with
plays
the police.
Paul East. I'm Paul East.
Pauly
with
Shore?
The police. Yes. But that's the story of Robert Hansen. Like I said, I started off and I was like, I chose the story because I was like, oh, it's kind of interesting because they said that he was like a guy who hunted like people to kill them, and I was like, holy shit, that's like insane. And they looked and they're like, he was raping everybody, and then like the extent of his hunting, it seemed like he would just like,
and you
like,
can't do the story and like leave out the raping. That's just
exactly.
Yeah.
Well, tell my family at Thanksgiving. They hate my stories. No, but I was just saying that even the extent of his, like, I'm not trying to romanticize hunting people, but I was like, oh, that's actually, like, kind of interesting at least. And then it seemed like he was just like, can you run in a straight line? And then he'd just, like, shoot them. And I'm like, you're not hunting anyone, you fucking piece of shit.
Show me a
Didn't even give him
deer that
chance.
runs in a straight line, you know?
Yeah, I wish a bear got him out there. That would have been fucking just
funny.
desserts.
Yeah.
They should have dropped him off in the middle of the woods and fucking left him there. Let him die. Anyway, so that's the story of Robert Hansen. Fuck that guy, a little twerp.
Yeah. He deserved every scar.
Yeah.
All right, Tobin.
I hope he got acne. I hope he got acne at 74. Sorry.
All right, Tobin. So it's no secret that, and it pains me to say it, but it's the preferred way of saying it. It's no secret that Ye, formerly known as Kanye West,
Oh, God.
has been going through another one of his, let's call, episodes, as he started selling merchandise with swastikas on them. So I thought,
Jesus.
what if we went TMZ today? A little TMZ, Camp Strange TMZ. And we talk about some of the weird and just some funny stories that hit the tabloids over the years.
From Kanye West.
No, just celebrities in general.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, you could do a full episode on Kanye, but at the end of the day,
It
like,
wouldn't be as fun. It's
I
so,
do
depressing.
feel like he significantly, like, genuinely has mental illness that is not being cared for.
Yeah.
So before I start, yes, I will address the elephant in the room. This topic is fucking
Wait, can
stupid. Yeah.
Can I say something really quick?
Yeah.
Do you think that we're gonna have to do that when we stop doing the pod? Like eventually
Start selling
when we become
swastika
big-
things?
Well, yes, but the other thing I was gonna get to is that when we become big famous CEOs of big time big companies selling brug.com.
Yeah, brug.com.
Do you
Hold
think
on,
that when
hold
they
on.
find this,
brug.com.
it's gonna be like the grossest porn you've ever seen.
It's not taken. We can get this domain.
Whoa!
We can get this domain straight up for $17,000 or lease it a month for $668.34.
Wait, does somebody own it and they're trying to sell it?
GoDaddy.
$17,000?
Yeah, but it's ours. I know we had campstrangepodcast.com, didn't get enough traffic, so we killed it. But what if we just took out a lease or took out a loan?
Brug.
What if we took out a loan and got brug.com and just made that
Well,
Camp Strange?
how much is it to lease it?
To lease it a month?
A year.
Lease it to own a month. Okay, you want a year, huh?
Or whatever. Give me a month. Give me a month.
Now,
Give me a month.
Now I'm curious on what a year is. Let's go calculator.
Because it should not be that much. I think we got Camp Strange for like pretty cheap.
It was
And it
not
must
that
be-
expensive.
No, it's because I think somebody bought brug.com and was like, there's going to be a company called like Battleship Repair Under.
Well, no, it's the whole
Guys.
thing that like the majority of like new edgy companies, they try to keep their names to like as minimal letters as possible, so it's more like memorable.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
And so they're like, yeah, Brug is gonna be some like weed company for sure.
I can smoke Brugs.
So you could, we could spend
Well,
$4,420.08 a year, or just buy it straight up for $17,000.
What the fuck is happening?
All right, let's see.
Like, what is happening to this world?
17,000 divided
Wait.
by $4,420.08. So in under 4 years, you would have it paid for, or you can just rent it.
How about I not do any of that? Because here's the thing that I wanted to say,
What about brug.edu?
Do you think that when we become big time CEOs that we're gonna have, and somebody finds this podcast, we're gonna have to claim mental illness?
Yeah.
Be like, oh my God, I can't. Like Kanye is eventually what he's gonna do. He's gonna get on the right cocktail of pills, and he's gonna be like, hey, I'm really sorry, I was like not in the right headspace. We have to pivot. We have to do that too. We're gonna be like, hey, before I was selling Brugs in plastic bags to people, I was really fucked up in the head.
Yeah.
I was shoving people's heads in prison toilets.
So you look at what's going on with Kanye right now is apparently he's spending like over $1 million a month on like the laughing gas you get at the dentist, and he's addicted to just doing that.
Oh, Galaxy gas?
So we've been onto the Galaxy gas. What's your favorite? My favorite Galaxy gas is Shooting Star Strawberry. Which one's your favorite? This is just so like when this comes out, there's like proof that like they've been doing it. So like what you gotta say which one you're doing, so I think it's like fact check it.
Yeah. Mine's the one that my favorite's the one that makes your eyes fucking bleed. That one's my favorite.
I think you're thinking of Galaxy Grape.
Yeah, that's it. Is that the one where you do it and you could speak fluent Mandarin?
Or shooting star celery.
Shishima.
Is that the Mummy?
That's me speaking Chinese in a deep Galaxy gas voice.
I thought that's what the Mummy was chanting in the Mummy.
Do you think that guy was on Galaxy Gas?
For sure. Billy Zane? Oh yeah.
That guy's still on Galaxy Gas.
The guy
he crashed the Titanic.
Guy is Galaxy Gas. So should we continue?
Yeah.
Before I start, yes, I will address the elephant in the room, saying this topic is fucking stupid, but I wouldn't have done it if I didn't think we'd have some fun doing it. So first up, you gotta address a classic. Matthew McConaughey's iconic 1999 naked bongo incident in Austin, Texas.
What?
Do you not know about this?
No.
See, I was thinking because I was 9 when this happened, and I remember it happening, but I think I was at that cutoff age of people that would remember this happening. So, oh God. Oh no.
What?
Crisis
You're out of
averted.
Galaxy Gas?
No, my program from editing the recording from the last episode was sneaking up on me, and I never know what happens when it runs into the current one, but I deleted it before.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
So in Austin, Texas, 1999, Matthew McConaughey's neighbors filed a police report for a noise disturbance and a dank stank disturbance as African drums and the smell of sweet, sticky, icky filled the air, penetrating the walls. Oh God, my program's freaking out over here. We're good. We're still recording. When the police arrived, they heard sounds of African musician Henry Dikongwe and the powerful smell of marijuana coming from Matthew's residence. Now, he must have been making a racket because the police felt the need to kick down his door and tackle him to the floor, butt-ass naked, bare butt, balls and back. And one officer tried to wrap a blanket around his waist, but he resisted, saying, "I'm not putting shit on." My naked ass is proof I was minding my own business.
Oh my God. We love Matt.
We love Matt. At the end of the ordeal, it took 6 police cars full of police officers to remove his naked spaceman ass. And the charges were dropped, resulting in a $50 noise complaint.
Oh my God. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, that happened. That was like big news. That was big time.
Was this in Austin, Texas?
Yeah.
I'm surprised he didn't get in trouble for the weed. Because Texas is like, especially back then.
I know. They just got, what's his name? The Big Plug? Big X, the Plug?
What about him?
He just got arrested like today for marijuana possession in Austin, Texas.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Who would have guessed? So this next one isn't so strange, but it was too funny to leave off the list. Ariana Grande's Japanese tattoo. Do you remember this one?
No, I thought you were going to say the donut lick incident.
No. So after Ariana's huge hit single 7 Rings in 2019, the singer/artist decided to get a singer/actress, decided to get a tattoo to honor the successful song, getting the words 7 Rings tattooed on her palm.
I think I kind of remember this.
She posted an Instagram post of her new tattoo, and Japanese speaking fans quickly pointed out that her tattoo said Shi-chi-rin, which in Japanese
Shishima.
In
That's Chinese, right?
In Japanese, that translates into tiny charcoal grill.
Stop. Wait, is that because like she was doing like blackface at the time?
No, I think that whoever she got a tattoo from was either pulling a quick one on her, or there's just a communication error when she wanted 7 rings and she got a tiny charcoal grill.
I would not like type anything into like Google Translate to try to like figure that one out. I'd be like, Can I get like a native speaker over here?
To be fair, she probably had some random white dude tattoo it, and she thought she had the correct characters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa. Does she still have that tiny charcoal grill?
Well, the post was deleted and the tattoo removed. And a tattoo removal appointment was booked as soon as possible. I'm assuming.
I would kind of keep tiny charcoal grill. That's kind of fucking.
I would roll with it for sure.
That's actually like way sicker. You ever seen those tiny little Webbers?
Oh yeah, the little camping ones that are like
bring them to a tailgate.
Like the one that they had in It's Always Sunny when they're in the back of the U-Haul and it slides out the back.
yeah. They have to burn the wicker furniture.
Smashing it.
Oh my god.
Okay,
Holy
so
shit.
Next one up. This is another funny one that the rest of them I think are pretty strange. This is just another funny one I couldn't avoid. In 2013, when Justin Bieber visited the famous house of Anne Frank, he signed the guest book saying, "Truly inspiring to be able to come here. Anne was a great girl. Hopefully she would have been a believer."
A believer. I remember
so
that one.
funny. It's too
Dude,
funny.
she would have.
For sure. Oh yeah. One less lonely girl.
Stop, dude.
Oh my
That's
god.
pretty good.
I just realized what I said. That might have been the darkest joke I've ever made on this podcast, and I didn't mean to do it.
I was about to say David's on Kanye.com now for some reason.
I take that one back. I'm sorry. I would edit that one
That was
out.
funny.
But it was a genuine.
funny.
It was a genuine mistake. It was just the only song I could think of because that used to be my ringback tone. So when people called me, it would play "One Less Lonely Girl."
It's a pretty good one.
I had a track coach that would refuse to call me, and she'd call my friend to tell him when I had practice. So then he would tell me.
Ain't gonna be one less lonely girl.
All right. This next one is funny, but also more on par for our content. This is the nun who hated Katy Perry.
Huh?
So years ago, Katy Perry offered millions of dollars to buy a Los Angeles convent, and I had to try to like type this one out because I don't know how to pronounce it. The Archdiocese.
Diocese.
The Archdiocese of Los Angeles.
Diocese.
Okay. The Archdiocese of Los Angeles supported Perry's purchasing of the holy building, while the nuns who lived and worked there did not support it. This sparked a legal battle that lasted for years. And Sister Catherine Rose Holzman was in the front lines of the battle against the washed-up pop star. And she was in court for a post-judgment hearing related to the case when she collapsed. Sister Holzman was 89 at the time, and her last words before her dying breath was, "Katy Perry, please stop."
Okay, first off, fuck these nuns. What does she need to stop giving them money? I'm sorry, I'm not like a Katy Perry fan necessarily.
I mean, no one is. Have you seen her sales?
I know, but like, regardless, like, she was like, "Do you guys want money to keep this open?" And the nuns are like, like, what? Like, get off your high horse. Aren't you supposed to be like humble and shit like that? Like, why are you being weird about it?
They didn't want that harlot taking things over.
Yeah, apparently.
Do you see that Katy Perry, she might cancel her current tour because 70% of tickets in the entire thing have not been purchased?
I mean, her last album was like complete dog shit. I actually like skipped through the album and I was like, this is like really bad.
Oh, you actually like gave it a shot?
Well, people were talking so much shit about it. I was like, it cannot be that bad. Like, I did the same thing with the Weekend album, that like After Hours, or I think it's called, where people were like, that should have got a Grammy nom. And I was like, oh, okay, calm down. And I listened to it. I was like, holy shit, this is really good. Like, this should have got a Grammy nom.
Weekend is good.
And then people were like, Katy Perry, like, so bad. And I was like, I got to listen to this. It can't be that bad. And I was like, holy shit, this is really bad.
Yeah.
It's very bad.
Yeah. All right, next story.
But still.
Jamila Jamil. Do you know who Jamila Jamil is?
No, I don't.
I had to Google her. She was like I don't remember what channel she was on, but basically like a VHS or a VH1 like personality.
Jamila? I'm going to type her. Jamila Jamil.
So she was like kind of one of those like pseudo celebrities, and then she became like a radio host person, and then she was like an actress.
New Girl or something?
She's not New Girl. She was in the She-Hulk show. She's been in a couple random things here and there. I think she's one of those people that have like, she got famous and then started acting.
She was in The Good Place.
That's what it is. The Good Place. Yeah.
I haven't seen any of these shows, but
yeah,
she did kind of, I guess, British actress.
Yeah. So, yeah, this is the next story, which is Jamila Jamil and the Bees. No, not the Bees. Little Wicker Man throwback there. In 2020, journalist Tracy Egan Morrissey pointed out the strangeness and inconsistencies in Jamila's stories about her past health issues and decided to go public and called Jamila out for her pattern of bizarre exaggerations and fabrications. So apparently in 2015, Jamila claimed that her and Mark Rosen were swarmed by 500 killer bees. Although Ronson said it was more like 1 or 2 bees. This wouldn't be the only story about her and bees, though. She claimed that she was chased by a dark swarm, so that's like a lot of bees, a dark swarm of bees in 2016, which led her to being hit by a car.
That's cool.
Not only is that cool, but that wouldn't be the first time. This would be the second time she was hit by a car. First,
Oh my God. Are you
Since
fucking
she-
kidding me?
since she had told a story about her childhood of getting a spinal cord injury after she was hit by a car because she was,
Chased by a swarm of bees.
you guessed it, being chased by bees.
What do you think that's like? Do you think that she's a compulsive liar, or do you think that like she just like panics and wants to be interesting and just like says shit?
I don't really know her. I like to think that this is like a big ruse. Like if I was a celebrity, I would love making shit up, but always having like a very I was chased by bees and I got hit by a
Yes.
car, and just like every 5
That would-
years tell it like it just happened again.
Yeah, like fuck with interviewers. And
See
be like,
how
"Well,
many
I got chased by
times.
bees."
Yeah, see how many times you could tell a story until someone catches on.
Because the only thing you could do after that is like, because people will get fucking pissed and like, you lied about being chased by bees. Like, who did I really hurt? And they're like, I trusted you. But if you just go, this was like a big joke, everyone's like, oh, haha, yeah, I like that actually. That's good. That's good. So you just gotta lean in.
And in 2019, she reported that she had once again been chased by a swarm of bees, but this time she was crossing the street to give a speech at the UN headquarters, which she missed because, again, she was struck by a car.
They let anyone talk at the UN headquarters these days.
I was kidding about that last one. She did claim to be chased by bees, but she did not get hit by a car on that one.
Okay.
All right, next one. Paula Abdul's plane crash.
I don't know any of these. Holy shit.
Yeah. Paula Abdul claims that she survived a plane crash in 1992, but
Was Harrison Ford flying the plane?
probably Harrison Ford.
Fuck you, dude.
No, it's you can't add an L. You have to add an R.
Brug.
Ford.
Harrison
Harrison Ford.
Brug. Fraud. Rarison roared.
But to this day, the crash remains a mystery. No one has ever been able to verify this crash. Neither the government, news organizations, or any officiants from, like air flight official.
Oh, shit.
No one can provide any evidence that this plane crash like ever happened. And plane crashes don't happen without people knowing about them. They don't just kind of get swept under a rug. The other people who were apparently on the flight will talk. The other people who are on the flight will not talk about it and refuse to comment.
Because they know she's fucking lying. They can't corroborate stories.
Yeah. Paula is the only one who has ever mentioned it, saying, "For the first time in my life, doubt outweighed my spirit. I disappeared for 7 years, endured 15 cervical spine surgeries with the top doctors in the world with the hopes that they would put me back together again." It kind of sounds like she just like lost her fame and had to find a reason why she disappeared for 7 years before getting on American Idol.
That's what I was gonna say. It's kind of like you're wondering where I was. It's not because I fell off. Not that there's even a problem with falling off. It's kind of weird that people are celebrities in the first place. So falling off just means you become a normal person.
Yeah.
And when people who are in the spotlight, like it's really hard for them to not be famous anymore. So there's like, what's the most traumatic thing that like nobody can make fun of me for? Like, I was spinal surgery in a plane crash.
Yeah. A little harder
Also,
to prove,
guess
but
guess what hit the plane? Bunch of bees.
a bunch of bees hit the plane. A swarm.
So many bees.
All right, next.
Walker bee.
Next one, and this is my favorite out of all of them. The year was 2012, and from October 19th to November 13th, President Donald J. Trump became obsessed with Twilight relationship between Robert Patterson and Kristen Stewart.
Oh my God! Wait, I did see this, and he's like, "Kristen Stewart's a bitch" or something. What'd he say?
He tweeted at least 9 times in that span about them. These tweets
Holy
read. I was planning on like practicing my Trump impersonation before this, and I didn't. So many tweets and stories on Stewart/Patterson. Look, it doesn't matter. These relationship will never be the same. It's permanently broken. It's really bad. I'm just not even gonna try. It's swear every time we do this podcast and I try to fucking impersonate him, it's bad. And anytime I'm just there with my wife, I nail it perfectly, and she yells at me.
Here's the thing. I know it's real. It is kind of fucking hard. Like, I don't know why. Maybe it's just the pressure of like you get to practice a little bit when you're by yourself. You could do it in the shower.
Maybe I need to like listen to it.
Come on, man. Do my Biden. Come on, man.
His next tweet was Robert Patterson should not take back.
It's Pattinson. It's Pattinson.
Sorry. Robert, it's the hard R and then the soft R.
What?
In Robert.
The what?
The hard R.
Did you say the hard R? Don't say that.
You start with Robert. Robert Patterson should not take back Kristen Stewart.
Oh, you're getting it.
Yeah, getting it. I just had to think of hard R.
That's how you tap into Trump. I just had to think of hard R. Holy shit. Pretty funny.
Robert Patterson should not take back Kristen Stewart. She cheated on him like a dog. And she'll do it again. Just watch. He can do much better. Next tweet. Lots of respect. Oh, no, sorry. Lots of response to my Pattinson Kristen Stewart reunion. She will cheat again, 100% certain. I am never wrong. Oh, no. Am I ever wrong? Next tweet. Everyone is asking me to speak more on Robert and Kristen. I don't have time except to say, Robert, drop her. She cheated on you, and she will again. It's really hard. I'm also learning it's hard to read long-winded quotes trying to impersonate someone.
Yeah. Because you're trying to do like the most exaggerated version. It's hard to do it throughout like
you gotta like type
lows,
it out the way that they're speaking. You know what I mean?
She cheated on you. Yep. She'll do it again. Yeah.
She cheated on you like a dog. Everyone knows I'm right. That Robert Pattinson should dump Kristen Stewart. In a couple years, he will thank me. Be smart, Robert. This is. I do love the one where he basically called her a dog, but this one's also really good. Miss Universe 2012 pageant will be airing live on NBC and Telemundo, December 19th. Open invite stands for Robert Pattinson.
What the fuck? Holy shit.
Oh, man. Part of me wonders, like, was he trying to, like, become friends with Robert Pattinson to, like, set him up with his daughter, maybe?
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah. He's inviting him to come to the Miss Universe, but also that's also a dangerous invite though, because you're in front of Miss Universe. So
yeah. This is when Trump was funny and less scary.
Yeah.
It's before he started collapsing the fucking government.
So this is the next one here.
Sorry.
Everybody wants to talk about Robert Pattinson and not Brian Williams. I guess people don't care about Brian.
Who? Brian Williams? He's like trying to bring up Robert Pattinson. He's like, what the fuck? Was this about the Brian Williams helicopter line story where he lied about flying in a helicopter and he lost his like job?
I don't know.
He's like, oh, it's horrible. Remembrance of 9/11. What I hope Robert never forgets is his cheating girlfriend, Kristen Stewart, fucking bitch.
She's a dog.
Oh my god.
All right. We got two more. We got two more.
Rosie O'Donnell's a pig.
Robert Pattinson is putting on a good face for the release of Twilight. He took my advice on Kristen Stewart.
He took my advice.
I hope.
Oh, okay.
And last one before he stopped talking about Robert Pattinson and Kristen Stewart. After Friday's Twilight release, I hope Robert Pattinson will know the public Wait, we got a typo here. Will know TBE. Will not be seen? Will not be. Yeah, it's probably not. Yeah, not be. After Friday's Twilight release, I hope Robert Pattinson will not be seen in public with Kristen. She will cheat on him. And that's our president.
Like Donald Trump. Sounds like Donald Trump got fucking cheated on.
Yeah, probably. He's got a grudge. He got
Seems
cheated
to-
on
yeah.
by Kristen Stewart.
It's like those guys in the Instagram comment sections when like a woman will be like, haha, here's like a kind of a harmless joke about men, and some guy's like, well, at least you're not, you're fucking ugly bitch, I'm gonna kill you. And everyone's like, dude, this is like a kind of a harmless joke, like men be like, and they're like, oh, you think it's funny.
My husband do the dishes again, and it's like, I will kill you.
Yeah, I saw one where some woman was like, her husband got home and she like opened her towel and he was like distracted as she like kicked another guy who was like hiding in the corner out. Like she was having an affair. Her husband got home. She distracted her husband. The guy she was having an affair with snuck out. And all these guys in the comments were like, this is why you can't trust women. And you're like, this is clearly
It's
like
a skit.
harmless. Yeah, I'm like, who hurt you?
It's a skit,
I bet these guys
brother.
have never even been cheated on. They just like have some weird complex where they're like, yep, women are trash, that's why they never want to date me. They would never even have an affair with me. I wouldn't be either guy in that
You
situation.
can't have an affair if you've never been committed to him, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's our present, ladies and gentlemen. Next one. Lindsay Lohan live streaming herself trying to kidnap a child.
What?
I remember this one. This one was hilarious. My buddy's brother sent it to me, and we talked about it for like months. In 2018, Lindsay Lohan live streamed herself on Instagram as she approached a family that she identified as Syrian refugees, and she said she was really worried about them. Her first attempt came as an offer to take the two young boys back to her hotel room to watch a movie.
Oh no.
But when the parents reject that offer, she tries to convince the mother that she can give them a better life.
Stop.
The mother once again says no, obviously, which then Lohan takes on a very bizarre and very weird Middle Eastern accent, just like out of the blue, and accuses the parents of human trafficking the children. The good old reverse psychology.
Love that.
Out of desperation, Lohan tried multiple times to grab one of the boys and like pull him away, and the mother started shoving her away as the family runs off. It is like one of the weirdest videos you'll ever see.
Well, that's the last celebrity that I want to take me either. You know, I'm like,
Yeah.
talking about like no stability.
Yeah, like when was
At
your
least
last
back
check?
then, right?
Jesus.
I mean, when was this? 2000 what?
2012. Or no.
Oh,
wait. No, it was 2018.
Oh, that's a little bit more recent than I thought.
Yeah.
Shit.
Really wasn't that long ago.
Wow.
So this is the final part of Camp Strange TMZ. And this one I was not aware of, but still very alarming. In 2011, Jim Carrey uploaded a video to his official website where he declared his deep, deep dying love for Emma Stone.
Whoa.
In this video, he says, "If I were a lot younger, I would marry you, and we would have chubby little freckle-faced kids. We would laugh all day long and go camping, play Yahtzee, tell ghost stories by the fire, and the sex." As he trails off, clearly thinking about having sex with Emma Stone.
Oh my god.
Like, he put that on like jimcarrey.com.
Stop. Brug.com?
Brug.com. That's why it's so expensive.
We
You
should
get
buy
right- you get
Brug.com and
rights.
just put that video up. Just put that video up on Brug. Holy shit.
Yeah. You know,
Shit.
obviously, it's very clear that we're not Trump fans. I'm sure we could probably say that we like Jim Carrey. So it's only fair that we drag Jim Carrey through the mud if we're going to make fun of Trump, right? It's only fair.
Yeah, Jim's a good guy, but I think that was during his like manic phase. That was like when he was like growing out that beard, and
I think most of these are from manic phases from all these people.
Yeah, very true. Very true. Oh my God, that's just you got to be careful what you put out there, right?
Yeah. Well,
hey, shoot or shoot.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Well, that's all I got. I guess it shows that you can have, massive world-renowned fame, but at the end of the day, these celebrities are just as fucked up as you and me.
And embarrassing. Jesus Christ. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I love that.
That mixed up a little bit after last week's disaster. I was like, we sure should have done this one.
That's true. But I think that wraps up all of our stories that we have for you guys today. So thank you so much for tuning in. We love telling you these stories, and we love when you stick around and listen. If you guys want any more information, you go to Camp Strange Podcast on Instagram. Click the link in bio. Find everything in there. Merch, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Rate, review, subscribe. Send this to a friend. Send this to your grandma. Scare her. Anyway, if you want to send us some money, send it to Dave. What's our P.O. box? And I think that's basically it for today. David, do you have anything to say before we get out of here?
Have a freaky and sexy Friday.
Ooh. Okay, Jim.
Oh, yeah, Jim Carrey, yeah.
Yeah.
And think about the sex.
That's what you should have said. Just think about the sex.
Think about some post-Yahtzee sex.
Post-ghost story sex. Play this while you have sex. Okay. Anyway, thank you guys, and don't forget to stay strange.